Welcome back to my channel. Today I wanted to share with you something that I thought was kind of interesting. I was on my ex profile and I decided to, just curious because I heard on social media about how if we wanted to know if we are tracking correctly with our audience, to have Grok give us a little talk about it. And so I went ahead and I clicked on Grok, and I'll show you what it came up with. When I did this, the question I had asked was, how would my profile be summarized? And I was really impressed at how on target it actually happened to be. And so here I want to show it to you. So if you're unsure of who I am or what I'm about, I can let you see what Grok has to say about me. So it says, your ex profile at Cindy What If would be summarized like this. It says, bio summary: a survivor of invisible illness and chronic fatigue who's reframing chronic inflammation in a fresh way. You're an author of Health Backwards, Whiskers of Hope, and Sways, and you focus on offering hope, community, and alternative perspectives for people with complex, often dismissed chronic conditions, especially ME/CFS and autoimmune-related issues. This part was interesting as far as the dismissed chronic conditions, especially ME/CFS and autoimmune-related issues. For me, many issues, many challenges. Some of them were from the Camp Lejeune water poisoning. Others were from ME/CFS. I was diagnosed with that in 2000. In 2009, I was told I had a life expectancy of 12 to 18 months. Not exactly what you want to hear, but I'm still here. And so what I've discovered along the way, I want to share with you. What else does he have to say? He says, the overall vibe and content comes across as compassionate, hopeful, and community-oriented for those who feel medically dismissed or whose symptoms don't match standard lab results. You share a personal framework called DISH, which seems to be a perspective-shifting approach to understanding why some people don't respond to conventional treatments. So the posts emphasize rethinking inflammation and chronic illness, because my framework is that I don't want to call it chronic inflammation, because chronic implies ongoing, where I think it's actually compromised inflammation to where it cannot resolve because the information the lymphatic system's receiving was compromised, hence compromised inflammation. And I think if we look at this new perspective, I think that it'll help us to get a lot more progress on understanding why some methods work for some people and don't for others, and how to work around that. Not medical advice, just what I've discovered and that I'm trying to share with the world right now. Anyway, Grok goes on to say that I'm encouraging better questions and connecting dots that mainstream medicine might miss. I'm promoting resources, articles, and interest links like Dish 101. And that's my free mini course that I have. If you look back on my X page, at the very top, it has the link to just the video portion, which is free on YouTube. So if you don't want to give off your email or anything like that, I just want to get this information out there. That's where you can see the course. Or if you'd like to have the materials that are with it and ask me questions about what you're learning from it, the best place to do that is in my school community called the Disher Tribe. And it's free, and I would love to see you there. And last of all, it says tone. It's supportive, empathetic, and empowering. You speak directly to the frustration of invisible chronic illness while offering a sense of belonging and intellectual curiosity. Ask better questions. In short, you're the voice for people struggling with hard-to-treat chronic fatigue invisible illnesses, positioning yourself as a fellow survivor, sharing a thoughtful alternative lens on inflammation and healing, while inviting others into a kind, understanding community. That's how a quick scan of your bio plus recent posts paints the picture. Thank you, Grok. That was very nice of you. And when I did do this, it gives you a couple of choices down underneath it of additional questions to ask. And one of those options was explain the DISH framework in detail. And that's what I talk about a lot. DISH stands for Defensive Individual Shield Hypothesis. And so that's what I'm sharing, because it's a shift in how we see autoimmune disease, to where I think we can make different progress than what we have been doing. It was kind of nice because when I was going through looking at this, it listed off, it says the DISH framework stands for Defensive Individual Shield Hypothesis. It's a personal hypothesis-based perspective developed by Cynthia Wilson, from her own experience with invisible chronic illness. It reframes a chronic inflammation, autoimmune condition, ME/CFS, fibromyalgia, sensitivities, and related mystery symptoms, not as the immune, and this is key, not as the immune system randomly attacking the body, but as a malfunction in an overlooked complementary shield system that leads to misinformation in the lymphatic immune response. I think it connects the lymphatic system to the nervous system, and this is where the disconnect happens. And no, it's not medical advice, it's not a proven theory. It's just my hypothesis, and it's my working hypothesis. I have high hopes for it because it's when I was going through the journey myself, we have conventional medicine. It wasn't working for me. So what I ended up doing is I started trying all these alternative medicines, and I'm talking like for years doing all these different things, like trying to kill off parasites. Yeah, gross, right? For 3 years, nothing. And then when I started understanding DISH and what was going on, I wasn't even trying to fight parasites, and I was removing them at exponential speed. Let's just put it that way. And so that's how how important I think understanding that we have a DISH is, because for most people, their DISH is automatic. For others, we need to make it manually in order for any method to work for us. And not medical advice there, but that's just what I have discovered on my journey. And so it's kind of neat that Grok has went through and he was pretty accurate, pretty close on everything that I have been trying to say online to get people to hear what I have to say. And this was kind of cool, is because it mentioned that there was 27 web pages to look at if you wanted to know more. And so if you click on here, it talks about all the different places where he gained all that information. So pretty cool. So hope you enjoyed as much as I enjoyed it. It was kind of neat to see something nice being said about you. So, and that they hit it on target pretty good. So there you have it.